First and foremost, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash. Double honors to the apostles, elders, bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well in sincerity, taught us this truth. Shalawam to the sensei Ahtham out there, pushing and preaching this 100% doctrine, as well as the 1/3 men, women, and children maintaining themselves. Shalawam to the hopeful elect, the tabernacle of David. It is your brother Yahawashi, Yaram Kazak, back with hopefully another edifying lesson, quick and straight to the point. All right. Let's get into it, man. Validation. So, validation, keyword being validity or valid, right? Basically meaning if something is true, if something is proven, if something is substantial, not a counterfeit. So if something is official, right? So validation. The key word being to new brothers and brothers regardless, where are you seeking validation from? Is it from other brothers? Is it from women, or is it from, I don't know, things that happen in your life, right? Etc. Understand that your works, that's where you should seek. Your works, right? Your works is going to validate you. The way that your life unfolds, right? You reap what you sow. So therefore, if you're putting in the proper works, it's going to validate you. I talk to my son, man, and tell him, he the best player on his basketball team right now, and that's because you put in the work. I tell him, let your game validate you. Let your game, right, validate you. That's your work. So, as much as you practice, that's going to show off in the game, okay? Because you're going harder, and you putting in that work, and you're playing the game how you're supposed to. Your fundamentals is good. Your basics is good, right? Your core is good. Your strength is good. Your endurance, your stamina is good, right? These come from what? Doing the works. Therefore, what you put in on the off time, in the off season, right? That validates you. What you put in right now in Babylon, that's going to validate you. Brothers, man, come on, you know what I'm saying? So, your works, right? Your faith, your spirit, trusting and believing in Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, that is going to validate you. All right? We can tell, man, if the brothers ain't really doing this thing, then what? They're going to be caught up in the world. They're going to get chewed up and spit out. They're going to get caught up in the world. And then they focusing on the world to validate them. Everything that goes with the world, man. You want the world to validate you, man, you got a bigger problem, man. All right? So let's get a couple scriptures. 2 Corinthians 8:8 coming from Paul. I speak not by commandment, but by occasion of the forwardness of others, and to prove the sincerity of your love. Right? For ye know the grace of our Master Yahawashi HaMashiach, that though he was rich, yet for your sakes he became poor, that ye through his poverty might be rich. And once again, a synonym of valid is prove, or being proven. So when Paul was going forth, he was going forth to the brothers and sisters to prove the spirit, to prove that Yahawashi is who we say him to be. We prove, or we validate this truth by living how we live. Understand that, yeah, we may not be elders, but we are leaders. So someone is always looking up to you. If you got kids, trust me, man, your kids is looking at you. They're looking at your every movement, right? They're looking at what daddy say, what daddy do, how daddy carry himself, how daddy reacts, daddy cuss or not, daddy, how daddy talks, how daddy walks, right? Mothers as well, women as well, okay? Your kids are looking up to you. You are their example, okay? You got to lead by example. So you validate this truth, and you show them that, hey, this truth has me to do like this. This truth got me doing this and got me doing that. And I live my life according to this truth. And it's bettered my life, right? At the end of the day. Therefore, when, you know, you raise a kid up in the way, so therefore they won't be and they have a better chance than we ever had. Actually coming up in the truth, they have a better chance than we ever had. And that's a beautiful thing, man. So you validate everything you saying by your actions. Once again, you validate, you prove everything you saying and doing by your actions, man. Talk is cheap, right? Right? So actions, put some actions forth. Put some actions forth. Let's get a couple more. Oh, beautiful one. 2 Corinthians 13:5. Examine yourselves whether ye be in the faith. Prove your own self. You got to validate yourself to yourself. That's who you should be validating yourself to first. You seeking validation from others. You ain't validated yourself yet. How you gonna love others when you ain't loved yourself yet? Love meaning keeping the laws. Right? How you gonna maintain yourself? But you ain't, come on, man. You trying to look good and do all of that for everybody else. But you ain't got right with yourself yet. You gotta get right with yourself. Okay? But you ain't gonna be able to keep the laws and commandments and statutes because you ain't came to the conclusion and talk to yourself. It's okay to talk to yourself, man. Right? That's actually a sign of intelligence. Talking to yourself. Alright? Prove your own selves. Know ye not your own selves. How that Yahawashi is in you except you be reprobates. Prove, believe. You can't go and preach and teach brothers and sisters this thing if you don't understand it and if you don't believe it 100%. If you're just talking out the side of your neck, right, it's not going to work out because you truly don't believe. You truly haven't validated yourself to yourself. Right? Let's get another scripture. Galatians 6:4. But let every man prove his own work, and then shall he have rejoicing in himself alone and not in another. That's part of you validating yourself. That's part of you understanding, you know, hey, I'm doing this work and I'm validating myself through this work. Right? It be 0 people, whatever. Standing on the corner, there's nobody there, whatever it may be. You validating yourself. The angels is there. The Halalyam is taking the report. So validate yourself. You got to understand that, right? Before you try to go out and seek validation from others, you got to believe in this truth. You got to have this faith 100% before you go out and you know, and try to get acceptance from others. You got to walk this way. You got to work out your own salvation with fear and trembling, okay? Before you go and preach and teach others, man. You got to believe the sauce that you're putting out there. You got to believe the scriptures. You got to believe it all. You can't just go forth and you don't believe what you're saying. That's how these wacky tacky pastors live, man. All right? They be telling you not to do this, but they doing it behind closed doors in secret. All right? They don't truly believe in the word. They don't truly believe in their own selves. Because they'll tell you to do something and they're not practicing it. All right, another scripture. 1 Thessalonians 5:21. Prove all things, hold fast that which is good. Proving, once again, meaning to validate. So, by us preaching, by us doing the works, by you doing the works, by you living the life, by you living correctly, by you keeping the laws and commandments to the best of your ability, right? By you repenting, by you, fellowshipping, studying, man. Some brothers don't even study. They just watch a video and go off of that and think that's it and not go deeper into it. They don't want to validate what they just learned. They don't want to go forth and learn it on their own or go deeper into it. Sometimes, man, you got to go deeper into it, okay? A brother can tell you it. What's the key saying, man? You can lead a horse to water, but you can't force him to drink. You got to drink sometimes, man. You got to drink the water, man. All right? You got to drink the water. You got to validate if it tastes good. You got to drink the water. Okay? This is how the brothers actually had true discernment and they validating what these other camps are saying, these clowns are saying, man. They could tell this water is poisonous. Alright? This ain't the living water Yahawashi was talking about. What is this? Salakia, what are y'all feeding? What is all of this? Right? So validate yourself, man, and validate your works. Go back, brothers. Watch your videos. Hey, did I go off right there? Well, I could have said less. I could have said more. I could have brought out more precepts. I could have, you know what I'm saying? I could have brought this out like this. Did I make it understandable? Etc. etc. We gotta learn. Being a teacher, you gotta learn how to teach better as well. You gotta learn how to be more calm, patient, hit bullet points more, stay on topic, right? Some brothers be all over the place, don't stay on topic, etc. etc. And I'm speaking for myself as well, always, man. You know, every lesson should be to yourself as well, because that's you validating yourself in that lesson, right? Teaching that lesson to yourself. You go back and listen to a lesson and be like, man, I got more from this lesson than I did when I was putting it together, right? So, hey, validation, man. Don't seek validation from other people, nothing like that. Validate yourself. Seek validation from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. Seek validation from Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi. And that will happen through your works. And by your works and your faith, your life will start to change. It will start to deal with you. Things will open up, etc., etc. Okay? But first, man, you gotta really believe what you're preaching. You gotta really believe what you're putting out. You can't stand in all confidence if you're not truly believing in it. Okay? You can't, but the C hip gonna come and you're gonna take it real quick because you didn't ever validate yourself. You didn't ever understand the word. You didn't ever truly believe in the word. Alright, man. So, and with that being said, all praises be to Yahawah, Bahasham, Yahawashi, Bahasham, Kakadash, that honors to the apostles, elders, and bishops of GMS that rule well and teach well and sincerely taught us this truth. Shalawam to the elect. Shalawam.